Hello, good morning. It's February 21st, 2026, and I have just started my second long training walk. About 2 weeks ago, I did 10 miles, and about a week ago, I did 7 miles. So this is my second 10-mile walk. On my first 10-mile walk, it went pretty well. The only thing is that at mile 8, I wanted to die. So my only goal today is to get to mile 8 and not want to die. I'm in South Daytona Beach and I'm walking to the lighthouse. So let's go. That is where we're going. That's where we're going right now. We're at the peak of the bridge, and that was actually way chiller than I thought it was gonna be. The grade was very manageable. Someone who knows more than me about nutrition and like endurance nutrition, go ahead and comment below. But for breakfast, I had non-fat, plain Greek yogurt with banana and blueberries. So to me, that's like a lot of protein, a lot of carbs. Great. We've hit like mile 3 point whatever, and so we're gonna have a snack. They say don't wait until you're hungry to eat cheese. The thought behind that was that it's a little bit of protein but mostly fat, and that feels like a good balance. Halfway! We just hit 5 miles and we're halfway there. I feel pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I feel pretty good. Technically, this route is like a mile short, so we're gonna have to just do some weaving in the neighborhoods to make it up. And I'll see you at mile 8. We made it to mile 8. We made it. So basically, on my first walk, mile 8 done. I was toast. I was dragging myself home for the last 2 miles. Okay? And now I do feel better. Yes, thank you for asking. I don't feel as good as I wish I felt. I will not be dragging myself from here. That could change, but as of right now, I feel a lot better. So that means I won. That means I won. So let's finish this out. We did it, Joe. The last couple miles, I really was thinking like, am I gonna do more than 10? Am I gonna do more than 10? That was a thought that I had, which is a good sign. If I stick to 10, then this way we can do like a 1-to-1 comparison to the last walk. So that's kind of the goal. I'm gonna sign off for now, and we'll come back when I'm not here and doing this, and we'll talk about the comparison and the stats. I am several shades darker. It's the next day. I just wanna go over some of these stats really quick, talk about those and see how we compare, okay? 2 aspects of this I think are important. One is the weather. On my first walk, it was February 7th, and on my second walk, it was February 21st. So exactly 2 weeks later. My first walk was in Phoenix, and I couldn't tell you exactly the weather, but I know for sure that it was not humid, and it was like hot enough. It was probably like 80 whatever. And the walk here was obviously the most humid you can imagine. Florida. Like it was also like in 80 whatever, 81 or something, but the heat in Phoenix like just felt so much hotter, but like it was humid and I was sweating more here in Florida. I'm not sure what that means. I think also later in the day I started my walk like late morning in Phoenix, so something the sun, you know what I mean? I started my walk in Florida at like 7 a.m. basically, so I think that has something to do with it too. Overall, I would say the weather was different but equally draining, equally hot but not hot, whatever. So that's what I think about that. Another variable to this is my first walk, I was just like going for it. I didn't know like what was happening. I just was like, I have to go 10 miles, and that was like the entire plan. So I did this crazy route. I did like an out and back with a loop and then one more giant loop. The thing about this was that I had no idea how far I had to go. I think not having a route did something. Just like not knowing when you're gonna be done and like not being able to visualize and see it and just like kind of guess. And I did have to do a little bit of like my neighborhood walking at the end to make sure I hit it. So I think all of those things kind of go into I guess just like not being totally set up for success on that. So looking at the next walk, I am in Florida, I'm staying with my family, and they were like, oh, just do your walk and then we'll pick you up. So I'm like, okay, slay, first of all. So being able to start and then end at a finish line, I think changed the game forever. I think like a loop is fine. I hate an out and back. I can't do an out and back. I've already seen this. I need to see something else. So being able to just like start and then finish, like there was an obvious finish line. I knew exactly how far away it was and blah, blah, blah. I think that helped a lot mentally. So let's just keep those things in mind. Like obviously, yes, I did progress in terms of like my conditioning and endurance over the last 2 weeks, but that like mental thing I think was something. 3 hours and 16 minutes versus 3 hours. Huge difference. Hello? And it pretty much tracks the elevation on the first walk was 189 and the second walk was 120. Not a huge difference. I'm not sure how accurate the step counters are. I don't have a smartwatch because I don't want them to know my physiological data and then sell it. So we'll not ever like really be sure about that or calories, and that's fine. What I really care about are the average paces, and that's 19 minutes and 38 seconds versus 17 minutes and 28 seconds. Huge. For neither of these walks, I had a pack. Both of them, I just had like a small bag and I had my snacks in them. For both walks, I took like 2 or 3 snacks and a water. And so I had a bottle that I was carrying. I carried this, and then I had a smaller like coconut water refill in my bag. So they weighed essentially the same, obviously not heavy and not on my back either. So who's to say about that? But overall, the variables of it all, the weather and the elevation, basically the same. Time so much faster in my opinion. And like I said in the video, I was dying at mile 8 on my first walk. On the second walk though, I got to mile 8 and I was like, okay, here we go. And I was overcome by endorphins. The endorphins were hitting, the music was hitting. I was like, should I do 12 miles? Should I just keep going? And I'm glad that I didn't, because the thing about me and the thing about this journey, this process of training and like endurance is like, my weakness is my feet. Plantar fasciitis, girls know. It is so important for anyone, but especially for me and just knowing me and my body, to not have my ego take over in deciding, am I gonna walk fast? Am I just gonna do like my normal pace? Am I gonna try for like a PR? Am I gonna go for 12 miles? Oh, actually, what if I just went for 15? Just doing 10, wait 2 weeks, 10 is correct. It is correct. I would say that my feet hurt like in the way that they're tender as they would be. First walk, my entire body was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? From here, we're gonna do a 12-mile walk and then wait a week or 2 and do another 12-mile walk. That is the plan going forward. This was very fun. This was very enlightening. I love walking so much, and thank you for watching this silly little video, and I will see you in the next one.